Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Football Manager 2018. I'm into week 36 of competition, and this is our swan song. We're heading out. It's the last game of the season, last half of the season, and we are absolutely getting hammered in this one. You might have noticed, though, there was just a red card to the other team, so we have a chance to get back in this one. Plus, a harsh halftime talking combined has us motivated, ready to play this final game. I do have a couple of lower-level players playing in this one. Fensom playing it right back, and Cooper getting back-to-back starts, and we're down 4-0. That was it. That was our last chance of coming back. We're not coming back from 4. So we are going down at the end of the season. This was our chance for 100 points. We're sitting on 99 right now. I don't think we're going to grab 4 goals here in this second half, but there's a lot of games still to play. We're going to go into overload. Going to go ahead and take more risks. Push up. We're going to use an offside trap. We're going to be expressive. We don't need to work the ball into the box. We're just turning the ball over left and right. So the first goal, Danny Rowe passed it on a back pass to the keeper, to Simpson. Passed it right into the back of the net. The team was clearly dejected immediately after kickoff. We gave up a second on a ball over the top. Settled down, but right before halftime, there's another big mistake. It's been one after another in this game. You can definitely tell it's the final game of the season, and the players are ready to go on holiday. Houghton with the ball, and Traore up to Kate. Kate loses it. Keeper took his time getting to that one. Eastleigh have come out to play today. They fully deserve this win. There's a nice ball. Conley misses. Got 2 subs left to use. Probably should use them. Let's get Aiden Conley. Cooper actually has not done that bad. Let's give Houghton the rest of the day off. Whoa, why are you suddenly very poor? You don't like that we're down 4-0, I guess. And Parslow, you're going to get your final appearance for the team, and Month is having a terrible game, so that's who you're going in for. Let them see out the rest of the game. Another stupid turnover. Another chance. Ball up to Cooper. Cooper up to Davis. Davis to the corner. Harsh takedown. Gets the call. No card here. Or does he? Barcelona defensive to Kate. Kate to Davis. Davis to Kate. Conley to Conley. Cooper gets a chance. Cooper came really close early in the first half on this game when it was still 0-0. Boy, another mistake. Hines has been all over us, or Hines. Traore, poor takedown there. Benson back to Simpson. Simpson up to Conley. Conley, nice idea. We do recover. Chance goes wanting. That's just about going to do it for this season. Just wide. Looks like we are about to finish on 99 points for the year. And there it is. That's the end of the season. That's the end of our time in the Vanarama National League. We are about to see, look at that, Freddie Hines, player of the match, 9.3 rating, 2 goals for him. He had a solid game. It's the end of the season. So I'm going to be calm. That wasn't good. But I don't need to yell at him. No reason to yell at him. Even at halftime, I didn't yell at him. All right, well, there you go. There's our final standings. Quick look. So Hemel Hempstead is going down. Sutton United going down. Maidenhead going down. Bromley going down. Maidstone survives. And we get up to Telford, just missing promotion playoffs. But they were a little ways behind on goal differential. Guiseley with a good goal differential, but also missing out. Tranmere just getting in, and on +4, you got to figure that Aldershot will be... Actually, no, it's going to be the bottom 4. Eastleigh will be big favorites over Tranmere in that first round. Forest Green, who were the preseason favorite to win the league title, just kind of quietly stuttered to 5th place finish, while Woking is in 6th. Accrington Stanley and Aldershot, who gave me the biggest run down the season, come up well short. I finished with a 12-point gap, a +47 goal differential that still ended up being a positive goal differential, 1 per game, just over. We finish with 29 wins, 12 draws, and just 5 losses. 2 of those right down here at the end of the season, when things didn't matter so much anymore. Macclesfield, we had a chance to wrap up the title, did not in that game. And then, of course, Eastleigh on the final day of the season, where things really didn't matter. But you can see our only loss by more than a single goal was in that final game. All right, so with that, season is technically done. We'll get to the awards soon enough. I'll try to play through a few weeks here as we start setting up the squad for next season. Let's start with the under-18s and where they're at. Those who have expiring contracts are all on their way out. So Jake Watson, Josh Berry, Joe Wilton, Noah Jackson, and Aaron Haswell are all going away. And if we look at their reports, you can see why. Aaron Haswell is the only one with a little bit of potential, but it would have taken him a long while to improve. And looking over, yes, he is improving, but you can see outside of first touch, he's got no quality at this point, and I don't expect it to come with our mediocre training facilities. Okay, on to the under-23s. Again, here, based off of potential, Ryan Edmondson and Oliver Cooper, who just played in the final 2 games. You can see here, 2-star rating, 4-star rating on potential. That's why I got him into those last couple games. And then a couple decent ones in Orel and Owen Bailey. Pelakili, maybe. But beyond that, Sukar and below do not have the quality. Let's go ahead and look at these guys' contracts now. So Rankine's on his way out. Whitley's on his way out. Benchriff on his way out. Lawrence on his way out. Clapson and Sukar. So all of these guys are expiring contracts and leaving the team here at the end of the season. Pelakili was originally signed to a 2-year deal, so he's sticking around for another year. Bailey, I signed on to 1 more year, and Orel, I signed on to a 2-year deal. And then Cooper and Edmondson were already signed up for next season previously. All right, let's look at the big squad, and let's take away that U23. There we go. And again, based off of potential, Aaron Conley, who is with us on loan. Matthias Kate with us on loan. Fensom has the highest potential on the squad. Connor Wood, we know his potential is solid at 4.5 stars. Danny Rowe also. So those are our top guys. Aiden Conley has been fantastic since picking him up. And then Jason Davis, our new signing this year, who actually ended up with the highest average rating on the team, second highest in the whole league, surprisingly, considering he was only a three-quarter starter and sat out quite a few games this season. Doofus is our other player that we had on loan this season, and I have no interest in retaining him. Kate has an expiring contract, and I will look to see if he'll want to sign with us. And Aaron Conley, though, is still signed up for next season. Oh, no. His contract is going to expire. I thought he had one more year. Oh, there you go. It does expire 2020. That's our contract with him. What about Kate? Okay, he is expiring. So his contract is expiring. So I will look to see if he wants to sign with the team on a permanent basis. Not that I think he's the future for us, but I think he would be a great option off the bench. I will be looking for a center mid regardless of whether Kate signs or not. But at just 20, with bags of potential, I think he would be a great option to stick with the team if he so desires and doesn't want to sign for an insane amount. All right, you can see from about Felix on down, potential and quality is limited. From about Bradley Wood up are probably retainable guys. So looking now at the contracts. Fensom signed up for next year, as is Cooper. Connor Wood, Danny Rowe, and Aiden Conley all signed up for 2. Jason Davis signed through next year. Houghton signed up for 2. Traore signed through next year. Barclay is signed up for a couple years. Manymonth is signed up for 3. He was our very recent addition towards the end of the season and a real difference maker, as I think he really had a positive impact. Teams got far fewer shots after we replaced Parslow with Month. And then Simpson signed up through next year. He's already now seen as a backup, and I believe I'm going to make every effort to add a center mid and a goalkeeper. New starters at those 2 positions to long-term contracts. Simpson had a pretty good year, but he is definitely more of a backup at this point going forward into League 2. Bradley Wood signed up through next year. I did re-sign Felix. He did such a good job and signed for so little that I decided to give him 1 more year to sit in as a backup. He got injured in the last week in training, but not a big deal. Other than for him, hurts, double hernia. Craig Ross, I'm letting him go. He's gone. Sean Newton, I tried to give him a deal, but I was only willing to sign pretty much on my terms. And when he tried to renegotiate and wasn't coming to meet me at my end, I didn't want to go halfway. Halfway was too far. So he's going to be gone. Sakar is gone. Fletcher is back for next year. He doesn't have the long-term potential. He does have good ability, but at the next level, I think Wes Fletcher will be like Amari Morgan-Smith was this year. Not good enough. So Wes Fletcher, I plan to make the backup. So I will be looking for another striker, but possibly one on loan like we had with Aaron Conley. And speaking of Aaron Conley, since his days with Brighton will continue through next year, and the fact that we're moving up a league, I might just try to get him for another year-long deal. For them, for Brighton, that should be good as he's moving up a level. Unless they want him to move up 2 levels, but I honestly don't think he's good enough for League 1. But he is good enough for League 2. Sadly, Amari Morgan-Smith triggered an extension. We had injuries and we're left without a left wing for so long that he ended up filling that gap and picked up too many games, even though he did nothing this season. Luckily, it's not a big contract, but he will be back for one more. He'll likely sit on the U23s, might go out on loan. Parslow's out, and that means both of my captains are gone because Josh Simpson is going as well. So my captains are going to be out this year. It's not a huge salary that's leaving the team, but it's definitely a decent amount of salary and guys that are from the last level that aren't good enough for... We're barely good enough for this level and definitely aren't good enough for League 2. So Parslow's out, Moak, Almond, Simpson, and Heslop are all going to be leaving the team. With that, I am done with contracts outside of trying to sign Kate on a permanent deal with his contract expiring. Now, in terms of depth, that leaves me with a lot of spots to fill. But I plan on making most of those. Ooh, Traore just left his agent. This might be a good time to see. Traore only has a 1-year deal left, and look at that. 125 is his value. Making $52.50 right now. Without an agent, this might be the perfect time to re-sign him because I can save money. He hasn't been perfect this season. But he's played well, 7.15 rating, 8 assists, just the 1 goal. That's where he's really struggled. Is his finishing is just 5. But long shots is a 9, and that's where I thought he would do okay because 90% of his shots this season have been long shots. He's not been able to get any of them on target. I wonder how bad his percentage is on shooting. Let's see here. Yeah. 78 shots, just 21 on target. Just 27%. That is not good. So I wouldn't mind finding an upgrade over Traore, but he's been really good outside of that, outside of shooting. If I can get him to pass instead of shoot, it's pretty solid for us. Let's see what he's willing to do. Can add a year. There's no agent. Similar salary. Relegation release clause for 94,000. Does that mean he gets paid as? Okay, promotion. No, that's a big pay increase. Oh, there you go. Minimum fee release 155. That's a lot. But if somebody wants to pay that, I'd love for them to do that. All right, so try to keep the promotion salary increase down. And if that's the only thing, he might take that. And he does. Okay. Nice. I don't mind that. That'll help keep that salary low as we are obviously getting promoted. That added one more year to his deal, so now we've got Traore for 2 years, and I got away without having to deal with his agent. Good job. Fired your agent just in time. I've got a pretty strong feeling that I will not be promoted this coming season. I have done a lot of lower league manager series over the years. I've had 9 straight years of Football Manager, and I've done a lower league manager series, at least one of them, in every single edition. That's what I do most of the time. Actually, most years I haven't done a top division. I've done MLS like once. I've done Manchester United maybe 2 times. I think I did Scunthorpe once, so I kind of went middle of the pack. And I've done, I've done Serie A. I've done Serie B before. And then moved up to Serie A. I've done the Bundesliga 2 before. You can see I'm always kind of below that top level, outside of a couple series in the Premier League. And then I've done national team stuff a few times. Yes, it could. Your stamina really needs to improve. Okay, the under-18s just picked up a win against Orient. Leighton Orient. Where are we in that? Go back to that for a second. Hey, we are 4th in the under-18s league. What a massive improvement from dead last the year before. But of course, I went from no real under-18 squad to enough to field a team through 2 youth intakes and a couple decent players in there. The only problem for me and for lower league manager and the youth intake, which I love, but it would mean a whole lot more if I wasn't A, improving rapidly and going up through the divisions, and B, actually had good youth training and youth recruiting and all of that, to where I was actually getting players that could have an impact on the team. I mean, Cooper, who just played, he was released from Swansea's youth, so he wasn't developed in-house. All right, first playoff round, Eastleigh beats Tranmere 3-0, and Woking beat Forest Green 1-0. Which means Stanley's going to get Woking and Aldershot's going to get Eastleigh for the semifinal. believe that one's going to be 2 legs. All right. We'll proceed a little bit further. I want to take a moment to look over some stats for the year and see where some of the players and where the team ranked in the various statistics. Okay, there we go. Traore has signed his new contract. Here's our scouting meeting. Only 5 because I've been checking it frequently. You're not going to be good enough. You're definitely not going to be good enough. You might. Yeah, it says you're currently at a League 2 level. Put you on the short list just in case and keep scouting. League camp. Yeah. Not quite. I don't think that's enough of an upgrade. We'll keep scouting, but I don't think he's good enough either. Proceed a little bit further. Get past these games. Semifinals, it doesn't say first leg. So they changed the format when they went from 4 to 6 teams. And apparently the first round is the 4 lower seeds. Winners moving on to play against the 2 higher seeds, so they get the home game there. And then it's on to a final. So they went from a playoff 2-legged semifinal to a single final played at Wembley to this. And I like this better. Aldershot beats Eastleigh 4-2. And Woking wins on penalties after Stanley cannot grab any goals. They've struggled here down the stretch. And now Aldershot looks most likely to move up as Woking was, 6th place? And even though there's 1 game left to play, there you go, playoff final. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Vanarama National League. It's moved up in rankings to 86th. Hartlepool was the champion last year. Year before, Lincoln City was actual, real-life last year champion. Wilkes is the leader in goals, and actually let's look at that individually here. So let's go with team overview. So Eastleigh led with the most goals, 100 on the year. I had 84, which was 4th best overall. 7 came from corners. That's league position. Aldershot and Guiseley were 2nd best. Right, let's go into the detailed. I want to see the whole thing here. Okay, average possession. We led the way by a huge margin. Penalties. Middle of the pack, we had just 6, and we scored all 6 of them this season. Headers. Oh, look at that. All the way down in 22nd with 1,801. But we did win 60% of our headers, which is good for upper half. 5th. Yellow cards. I had them not overcommitting, which really benefited us. We had just 35 on the season, one of the lowest in the league. We had just 1 red card. And we had a good tackling percentage at 76. can see just how much that helped us. Everybody in the league had at least one this year, and Bromley got relegated with 8 red cards. Is that a factor? Definitely could be. Those couple losses at the end of the season hurt on form, but we were near the top most of the year. We didn't score in that last game, so we lost whatever streak we had going there. Two games without scoring. What do you mean? We scored in the game before. We won. Alright, we already saw that. Okay, cross completion ratio, middle of the pack, 14%. 170 crosses completed. Goals from corners. 9th place was 7, but top of the league was only 9, so we weren't that far from that. Direct free kicks. Very few this season. We had just 1. Goals from indirect free kicks. Ebbsfleet crushed everyone in that category. We were 10th with 5. Pass completion ratio, that was a big part of that possession, was smart passing, and we stuck with it. 78%, led the way by a lot. Passes completed, 3,000 better than second place. Chances created, only 9th though. Shots on target, 9th, 41%. We had the most shots on target though. So 274. So while we weren't perfect, we put the most shots on frame. We just didn't get the most goals. A lot of that was the support, like Troy Ori, for example. My strikers, they got the job done. They did a really good job. It was just those around them weren't the best finishers. Fouls against, number 1 in the league. A single foul above Forest Green. Dribbles per game, definitely led the way there, 11 per game. A lot of that was down the wings. And on to defending. Goals allowed, number 1 in the league. That's where we really shined. We scored well, but we did not give up very many goals, less than 1 per game. We only allowed 2 goals from corner kicks all season. Direct free kicks, none. Indirect, just 2. Shutouts, led the way with 22 of them. Fouls, 22nd. Just short of 1 spot. Gateshead did a really good job there. Tackles 1, near the bottom. But that was the reason why we didn't have the yellow cards, why we didn't have so many fouls committed. We didn't overcommit to tackles. Job was to apply pressure without overcommitting. Tackles 1, 19th. I would have liked that percentage to have been a little higher when they do commit, but this is where we did a really good job. Because of that, we only conceded a single penalty all season long. Attendance, 2nd, just behind Tranmere. 49% of our capacity, though, so as we move into next season, that could be a real issue, as we should, hopefully, start getting up into that 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 range for attendance. If it's up around 7,000 or 8,000, we're going to start getting pretty close to that capacity and have to start thinking about some stadium upgrades as we eventually move towards League One. Average attendance by capacity, second, 1% behind Eastleigh. Ground sellouts. Forest Green and Eastleigh both managed to sell out. But they've got small stadiums. That's what, 5,000, 4,000. They're both 5,000. Highest attendance, we were 4th. So we had the second best average, but for the whole year, we only managed the 4th highest. Lowest attendance, there's where we led the way. Our worst game was still better than anybody else. Finances, net transfer spend. We brought in $108,000 over the course of the year. And salary, 4th highest salary on the year. We made a pretty big bump in that with the signing of, the few signings that we made over the course of the season. And that brought us up from about mid-table to 4th. And that very much helped us to secure the league. Finances are considered okay. Considering that nobody's good. That's not too bad. Alright, that's it for the stats. Let's continue on, and we'll look at player stats next time. In a few days' time. Now for the League Player of the Year. Of the 10 players listed, 5 of them are from my team. So 5 of the 10 choices. For the favorites, the 4 favorites, 3 of them are on my team. But I have a feeling none of them are going to win it. I voted for the other guy. Malik. Alright, with leagues wrapping up here, Atletico still on top by just 1 point. I don't know if they're done. I don't think. No, they don't have 19 teams, so they've got to have at least 2 games left. Man City is going to win the Premier League, or have won. Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man United are all level on points and fairly close on goal differential. With just, 1 game to play? PSG ran away. Bayern and Borussia are tied. Borussia Dortmund are tied. And Bayern Leverkusen just 2 points behind. As they're about to wrap up their season. Juventus ran away. Standard Liège got ahead of Anderlecht. Feyenoord has won the Eredivisie, and Atlanta and New York City FC are tied, while FC Dallas is on top. And the championship playoffs are down to Sunderland, Fulham, and then Hull and Brighton. Brighton looking to bounce back after getting relegated. So my big off-season goals here, we're going to just about wrap this episode up, and we will take a look at those stats first, though. But my big off-season goals, as some of them previously mentioned, starting goalkeeper, a new starting center mid, and possibly a new starting striker, but I might try to grab somebody on loan, as it's difficult to try to afford a new striker. Possible depth or maybe starters, right back or center back. If I can find somebody who can possibly play over Danny Rowe, I could maybe move Danny Rowe in as a center mid. as he is capable of playing there. And then that would give me that depth at center mid that I need. So that would kind of be it instead of a center mid. I'll be looking for some cheaper players on depth that'll sign for cheap, that are without contracts, so not transfers. Alright, so there you go. Orel's now seen as a potential League 2 talent. Bromley beat our under 18s to drop them to 5th place. Staff-wise, I'm going to be replacing my general manager and my goalkeeping coach. And then I need to expand. If we look at the board on what's advised, I've got a bunch, like the under 23s and under 18s getting a head coach, under 18s assistant, one more regular coaching staff member, a sports scientist, a U23 sports scientist, U18 coaching staff, another physio, sports scientist, and let's see, chief data analyst. So I have lots of vacancies now, according to the board. I don't need to fill them all. I am trying to help the team get out of debt. And we've gone into the red here this month without having any gains and no income coming in. So we went from actually having a positive balance this season, and I ended the season with a positive balance. But just in this last week, money is starting to fall away, sadly. I am not looking to sell any players, but if the right deal comes along, a big offer for someone, I might take that. But otherwise, I am just looking to grow and upgrade. I think we can definitely manage mid-table next season. I really don't think I can get 3 promotions in a row, 3 titles in a row. In all my years, and I was talking about this, I started to talk about this earlier and then never came to my point. In all my years of playing Football Manager, I've done a lower league manager series in every single one, and I've never had 3 straight promotions. No, strike that. Last year, I did have 3 straight promotions, but the third one, my League 2 promotion, was via the playoff. And I had the last playoff spot, and I didn't get it until like the last day. I started the season in the relegation zone and then was mid-table most of the year, and finally got a couple players signed in before trade deadline that got things balanced and right, and just slowly worked my way up out of the mid-table and just squeaked into the playoffs. I got promoted. So no, I did get promoted to League 1 in 3 straight years. But then I really struggled in League 1 from there. So I guess there's a chance. There's a chance. If the board asks, I think I might go for better than mid-table and at least go for a top half finish. Especially if that helps with the budget. Okay, well, that does it for this episode and this season. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.